RKO, the infamous NWO! I think my voice cracked. Back with another video, and you guys are probably wondering, why is he wearing so much Bret Hart stuff? Well, I'm going to tell you a story. Went to a Raw house show last year. Saw all the stuff, and I told the guy, give me all the Bret Hart stuff, and he gave it to me, and he was like, this will be $75. And I'm like, really? Why is it so much? I gotta get this on WWEshop.com. He's like, go to WWEshop.com. I'm like, no, I'm getting it now. So I threw him the $75, grabbed my stuff, put it in the bag, and then I came home and I wear the Bret Hart shirt sometimes. Never wear the chain that much. I wear it around the house. Oh, sorry. Wear the chain. Don't wear the sunglasses and wear the hat like once in my house. So technically it doesn't really count. So enough about Bret Hart, the greatest technical wrestler of all time, and the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Probably most people's top 5 list. We're not gonna get into that too much, but we will see Bret Hart throughout this 2010 pay-per-view set review, because I finally got TLC, but I didn't do a DVD update because who cares? Anyways, let's get started for the first pay-per-view of the year. The way this is how the review is gonna work. I'm gonna go through the matches I like, and I'll skip through the matches I don't like, because there's too many pay-per-views to go through. There's 13 we gotta go through, and probably try to make this under half an hour. So sorry if it's that long. Alright, Royal Rumble match. Royal Rumble pay-per-view. We have Orton vs. Sheamus. Orton vs. Sheamus, it was a good match, and then we think Orton's going to win the belt, and all of a sudden, Ted DiBiase comes and interferes and costs him the belt. I think Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes did it. I can't remember exactly the people that came, but whoever interfered from Legacy cost him the match. Cost him the belt. I'm like, oh my god. Disqualification Royal Rumble. I hate seeing this. I hate it. With a passion, I hate seeing disqualification. Because we gotta spend our money on pay-per-views, and then we gotta see disqualification. Stupid. And then Sheamus didn't look like a credible champion because he never pins Orton. beats Orton for the WWE Championship. But we'll see that through the rest of the... We will see that through the rest of the DVD pay-per-view set review. But anyways, it was okay match up to the ending. Rey Mysterio vs. Undertaker, another okay match. We had some good... It was a good, decent, well-paced match. We also see Undertaker's nose busted open, see blood coming out of it, and everyone's like, oh my god, blood, blood, blood. He didn't blade. If the rest of some blade, it's technically not, they're not bleeding. That's real blood. So I hate when they do that. People are like, oh my god, blood, oh yeah, 14-8's coming back, oh, Attitude Era. Oh, that's another rant for another day. But, let's go on to the Royal Rumble match. It was a fair, good Royal Rumble match. But I don't understand the fact that there was no one point in the match, other than the ending, where there was a lot of wrestlers in the ring. Like at least 8-10 people. There was no match. Everyone kept getting eliminated. They had the stars in, whatever. The main guys were the only one, the focus of the match. And then we had Edge returning. And a lot of people didn't think he was going to come back, and a lot of people did. I was the one that kept telling him he's not coming back. Because he had a torn Achilles tendon. Achilles tendon. And, but the smart thing is, he did come back. But when he won the Royal Rumble match, he did not wrestle until WrestleMania. So he still had a fair amount of healing up. He was 100%, but I believe that he was good to go for WrestleMania, and he knew that he would be good to go to WrestleMania. That's why he did that, and it was a smart move by him, and a smart move by WWE for doing that. So good Royal Rumble match, good Royal Rumble ending. Next pay-per-view on the line, we had the Elimination Chamber. And 2 years prior to this pay-per-view, this was the first ever Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. But prior to this was No Way Out. In 2008-2009, they had Elimination Chamber matches, 2 Elimination Chamber matches. So I guess they changed the Elimination Chamber, the pay-per-view name to Elimination Chamber. But No Way Out sounds so much better because there's no way out. There's no way out the Elimination Chamber. It makes more sense. Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is like, oh, it's generic. So generic. Anyways, we're going to go through the Elimination Chamber matches. So we had Ted DiBiase versus Randy Orton versus Sheamus versus John Cena versus Triple H versus Kofi Kingston. To start off the night, it was a fair, good match. Wasn't the best Elimination Chamber, but it was a good Elimination Chamber. And then we got to see Super Cena walk away, the WWE Champion. And then Sheamus gets pinned, I believe, before the final 2. I think Cena and Triple H were the last 2 in the ring. But then after Cena, hold on, I gotta sneeze. Crap. Wow. I hate when this happens. I'm gonna sneeze randomly. What was I saying? Alright. So Cena wins, and then Vince McMahon comes out saying, "You're not done yet. You're having a title match right here, right now, defend your title." Batista comes out, beats Cena, becomes the new WWE champion. The funny thing is, the last time Cena won the belt in the Chamber, he got screwed over, and that was New Year's Revolution 2006. And if it happened every other time before that, I do apologize, because I can't remember the last time Cena won. I think it was 2006, and that was it. And then 2010. My head is itching me while I'm wearing this hat now. And then the the SmackDown Elimination Chamber, which I think was better of the two. We had Undertaker versus John Morrison versus Chris Jericho versus Rey Mysterio versus R-Truth and CM Punk. And the match started getting really interesting when it down to the final two, Undertaker and Chris Jericho. Then Shawn Michaels comes out of nowhere, pops open a part of the chamber, comes in, super kicks Undertaker, Chris Jericho, 1, 2, 3, walks away. The new World Heavyweight Champion, and it was probably pretty much set in stone. They will be guaranteed Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 26. And the road WrestleMania ends when we get to WrestleMania 26, 3-disc set. So, the matches, we'll go through the whole card for this one. It's WrestleMania. Open the pay-per-view. We saw Big Show and The Miz versus John Morrison and R-Truth. It was a good opener. Show Miz walks away still unified tag team champions in a very good match, a very good opener. The next match was Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes versus Ted DiBiase. Another good match. I still feel that Orton should have put Ted DiBiase over in that match, but Orton had to get his just desserts and win the match. And it was a pretty good triple threat match. We had Triple H versus Sheamus. Another good match that I think Triple H should have put over Sheamus. Bring him up into that high level that Triple H is in. But no, Triple H always had to get the victory at WrestleMania. But then I guess the feud is still going. I'll probably see it this year's WrestleMania, maybe. Who knows? We still got 6 weeks to go. I'm trying to figure out what match was that. I think the Money in the Bank match was that Kane versus Christian versus Kofi Kingston versus MVP for Matt Hardy versus Shelton Benjamin versus Evan Bourne versus Drew McIntyre versus Swagger versus Dolph Ziggler. They should not put that much people in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I think it should go down to 6 or even down to 8. But 10, I think it should go down to 6. And whatever amount what it was at WrestleMania 23, they should keep it that amount. And make it a little bit star-studded. They should have big names. Like 2, 3 big names. But the thing is, too much. This is probably one of the worst Money in the Banks I've ever seen. Way too much people. 10 people in Money in the Bank ladder match? No, that's way too much. And it wasn't that great. It was okay. Can't say the Money in the Bank ladder match was bad. But, yeah. Trying not to sneeze. Swagger wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then cashes in on SmackDown. Becomes new World Heavyweight Champion. Does people remember that? No, because they didn't build up the main event. But whatever. And it took him 20 seconds or so to unlatch the briefcase, which was a fail. Well, why am I ending this review for WrestleMania? There's still so much more matches that we got to get into. And then the match, 10 Diva Tag Team match. I'm not going to even get into that. I ran on for like 20 minutes on that match. And then we get the Bret Hart versus Mr. McMahon match. And a lot of people crap on this match because it wasn't the wrestling. That match wasn't about wrestling. That match was about person. That was a personal match. That was Bret Hart finally getting his revenge on Mr. McMahon for the thing that he did in Montreal 13 years ago for him screwing him out of the belt. The most real thing in wrestling, the most controversial thing in wrestling. And people's like, oh, it wasn't a great match. You know that Bret Hart had a stroke, right? And he's able, five years prior to the match he had a stroke, and 5 years later he walked into the ring. That's unheard of. Who could say that? Not a lot of people could say that. Probably less than a handful of people. I think Bret Hart the only person could ever hold that title. Like something like you probably wouldn't like. People don't understand how big this is because most wrestling fans, I believe, that are on YouTube started watching in 2000s or 2005 or whatever. They don't know how big 1997 and that thing happened. You can rewatch it. You can see all the stuff and then research on it. Then you'll probably understand. But it's just such a big deal. And I hate the fact that people crap in this match. It wasn't about the wrestling. It wasn't about the wrestling. And I could make a 20-something. I could pick a rant on that. But that Montreal Screwjob video is for another day. You'll see that later on. But I love the fact how we got to see Bret Hart's family screwing over Vince McMahon. And then we had the epic Vince screwed Vince. I love that match. Probably one of my favorite moments at WrestleMania. Then we have the World Heavyweight Championship match, Chris Jericho vs. Edge. And I forgot that, other than excluding WrestleMania 21, we always see one new champion and one champion retained. And for some reason, I thought Edge was going to win. I'm like, but then Cena's not going to win. And you know Cena was going to win, for sure. No doubt about it. Super Cena only gets victory. Batista's not going to get the win. We all knew Batista was going to leave the month after. But he ended up leaving 3 months after. So, we saw Chris Jericho get the win against Edge. And it was a fairly good match. I liked the match. It wasn't the best match of the night, but it was right up there. Then we have the WWE Championship match. We have Batista versus Cena in a fair good match. I thought it was going to be like the match at SummerSlam 08, which was like right up there. That was a really good match. I love that match. Batista got the win, and then Cena was going to get the last laugh. But it wasn't at that SummerSlam 08 level. It was decent, but it wasn't that great. But I did enjoy the match. Because everything at WrestleMania has that little factor where you like, even if it's bad, you like it. Except the Divas match, that was horrible. And then we have the main event of the evening, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. I like the fact that they put that as the last match. To close the show, Shawn Michaels retired. And people say how this match was horrible. No, not horrible. Sorry. Why would I say that? This match was horrible. This match wasn't at their level as WrestleMania 25. I think it was at their level. It was a different pace match. It was a different style of match. I felt like this match was more fast paced. They went right at it as soon as the bell started. As for the Undertaker match, the WrestleMania 25 match, they started slow pace. They had to build up because and then they didn't catch up till the end because it was a 45-minute match. You gotta pace yourself. This was more of a 20-minute match, so they could kind of go at it more at a faster pace, which I enjoyed. Love this match. 2 different completely style matches that them two had at the WrestleManias, but 2 different style of 5-star matches, and just great match. Loved it. I love the epic acting at the end where Shawn Michaels did the and then slapped Undertaker in the face. Undertaker like goes back and his face turns red and his hair goes back and does a super tombstone. Oh my god, I love that. I love that. Epic ending to WrestleMania 26. But I hate the fact that they did not do a highlight show. But I guess they want to end the show. Shawn Michaels walking out of the building, walking through the curtains and ending the show. Ah, my nose is itchy. Now we go on to Extreme Rules. Okay, we're just going to talk about the 3 main events and the other one, which you'll see. So, we had Chris Jericho versus Edge to end their feud in a steel cage, and it was a pretty good match. I enjoyed the match. Yeah. So to start the show, we had Triple H, Sheamus knocking out Triple H with that metal rod thing, metal bar, whatever, and metal pipe. Yes, that's what it was. And then after the Swagger Orton match, Sheamus comes out, calls Triple H. Triple H is bleeding, and then Sheamus wins, and we never see Triple H ever again. Will Triple H come back? Who knows? We also saw Orton versus Swagger, And Swagger actually got the win. Wow. Swagger got the win. And it was a decent match. Then we had Batista vs. Cena. And this just ruined the whole pay-per-view for me. The point of a last man standing match is to incapacitate your opponent so he's unable to answer a 10 count. If he couldn't answer a 10 count, then he's not unconscious on the ground. I don't care if he's inside the ring, outside the ring, on the stage. Look at Royal Rumble 4. Triple H or Shawn Michaels, both people are unable to answer a 10 count. They're both lying down on the mat, done for a 10 count. Look at Unforgiven 03 when Shane McMahon jumped off the Titantron, went through the thing, was unable to answer 10 count. King got up and was able to. Batista was fully aware of what was happening. It was a good match. I like the part when it was like, I hate you, Batista. I hate you too. And then the kid's like, I love you. I love you. Remember that? You probably watched it on YouTube so many times. I have. That's great rewatching that because you don't catch those things that much because of the commentary and all the stuff that's happening. But it's funny. But the fact that you see him use duct tape and Batista could move the leg was the most dumbest ending to a last man standing match we'll probably ever see in the WWE. And I will ever call that moment the duct tape of doom. Move on to probably one of the worst pay-per-views of the year, Over the Limit. Yes, my head's itching me. God, this head's itchy. Probably never wear it again. Probably getting me a rash on my head. Let's just go right into the main events. We had Orton vs. Edge. And Orton vs. Edge was going on a good pace match, good decent match. But then Orton messes up his shoulder, pounding the mat. You just keep pounding even more. Like vigorously he's pounding the mat. Like, what are you trying to do? You pull your shoulder and then the Orton shoulder's like dislocated or what. It's not dislocated, but he's like handing it. It seemed like it was dislocated. And then they do a double count out. Okay, fine. I'll live with that. I'll live with that. But then they have to do a disqualification Big Show vs. Swagger match. And they just ruin it for me. I hate seeing disqualification. I hate seeing countouts. When they do two, it's like, really? Okay, if they do disqualification on a crap match, it's fine. But when they do it in a world title match or the high main event match, like Orton vs. Edge, but we know what happened. But Swagger vs. Big Show, it's a world title match. We already had a count-out. Just end this match. Make it a win. Even a cheat one. I don't care. Don't do disqualifications. I'm paying $45, $55 HD. I don't want to pay for that crap. I want to see a match end. So stupid. That's why I hate the WWE when WWE does that. Then we got the main event. We had John Cena versus Batista. And this match was actually pretty good. It was the best match of the night. That's what you say about the pay-per-view. Cena Batista was the best match of the night. In a fair good I Quit match. Wasn't like Cena's 2005 I Quit match when he had the Christmas match against JBL. Oh my god, that was a great I Quit match. Tremendous I Quit match. That's probably my top 10 I Quit matches if I would make a top 10 list or even top 5 list. I love that match. And then this match was fairly good. The ending, they fought inside the ring, outside the ring, through the crowd, on the stage. Or Cena got the FU on, yes, I don't say attitude adjustment. FU on the, but to do the FU from the car through the floor. And then Batista I Quit. Cena does it anyways. Typical Cena, doesn't follow the rules. We go on to Money in the Bank. So let's just go through the, is that Money in the Bank? Wait, which Fatal 4 way then? Sorry about that. Good thing I know my pay-per-views, or I'll just screw myself over. So we have probably the best match of the night. Chris Jericho with Evan Bourne was not even unannounced. And I like the fact that Chris Jericho is able to put over the young talent, even though WWE doesn't use that momentum and push them up to the main event. Evan Bourne could have been the main event star right now, fighting in matches. But no, they don't elevate that. Chris Jericho laid down for people, and he tries to put over the young talent, and the WWE doesn't go with it. Stupid. And just a tremendous match too. One of the best matches for Evan Bourne's career, and the most memorable match for Evan Bourne's career. And they don't use it. Great match, Chris Jericho with Evan Bourne. Must see. You guys haven't watched it. Um, Cena versus Edge versus... sorry, I won't go to that match. I'll do the World Heavyweight Championship match. Swagger versus Big Show versus CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio. The fact that Rey Mysterio won, I hate this match. It's just dimmer down the paper. There's no point in giving Rey Mysterio the belt. No point at all. Just random. They should have made Swagger retain. Moving on to that, we had... oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze. Finally, God. We had Cena versus Edge versus Randy Orton versus Shawn for the Fatal 4 WWE Championship match. Good match. Nexus comes out, beats everyone up, beats up Cena, I believe, and then Sheamus gets the win. And then the whole crowd is chanting, Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan. And that was a pay-per-view. And the pay-per-view ends at 10:30. They had a whole half an hour. They could have put a 20-minute match on, or at least a 10-minute match on. Stupid by WWE, but that's WWE for you. Then we go on to Money in the Bank. We had the 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches. Tremendous match. The SmackDown match featured Big Show versus Kane versus Kofi Kingston versus Christian versus Matt Hardy versus Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler versus Dashing Cody Rhodes. Didn't know who was going to win this match. Did not want Drew McIntyre to win this match. No way. A lot of good spots in the match. That burial, Big Show in the ladders. Oh my god, it was great. The Kofi Kingston jumped off the ladder through the announce table. And Drew McIntyre was great. A lot of great spots. I can't even remember. That's the thing that popped out of my mind. This is a great match. And then Kane walks away, Money in the Bank winner. And then we'll see him later tonight because we had the Rey Mysterio Jack Swagger match. They having their feud. And Rey Mysterio gets the win. Kane comes out, cashes the Money in the Bank, and becomes the new World Heavyweight Champion. He's the person that wins the WWE Championship, WWF Championship, so WWE, the World Heavyweight, and ECW title. So, not a lot of people can say that. We had that match, and then I love that because Kane finally is going to get his title run. Then we see Sheamus, Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. We had Morrison versus Evan Bourne versus Mark Henry versus Edge versus Chris Jericho versus The Miz versus Ted DiBiase. This match, I thought Orton was going to win. And then cash it on Cena and become the champion. Sorry, I didn't get into that. I thought Orton was going to win, and I thought Cena was going to win later in the night. And then later, SummerSlam something, he'll probably cash it in and win the belt, something like that. I don't know. I knew for sure that the Raw Money in the Bank winner would not cash it in after the SmackDown thing happened. But then the Miz wins, and I'm happy. I'm like, finally, they're pushing a young talent up to the main event, and he's gonna be a champion. Everybody doubted that Miz was gonna be the first ever person to cash the Money in the Bank and lose. I didn't doubt that. I was going to be like, Miz is definitely going to win. He's going to cash in the most opportune time, and he does. And I actually called that. I should have recorded it. I should have called it. Because when I call it, I should have recorded this. Because no one's going to believe me. But I call it. Because, you don't see wrestlers sell an injury, but when Orton was selling an injury, I'm like, yeah, Miz cashing in for sure. Because the way he was selling the injury was perfect. And then Miz cashed in on the Raw months after. And wins the WWE Championship. And then what was the main event? Was Cena versus Sheamus, and it was actually okay steel cage match. And then we see Nexus come, and this is when I thought Cena was going to turn heel the month after because he took the Nexus armband. We never see him use it back again. So stupid. Tied in perfectly, but WWE didn't roll with it. So we get the biggest party of the summer, or I call it the biggest flop of the summer. Because this pay-per-view had not one, but 2 disqualifications. So the first match of the night opener was Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston for the Intercontinental Championship. And then the match was going really good. I liked the match. And then Nexus comes out, interferes, no point. Cuts a promo, leaves. Did they have to do that? No, they didn't. Stupid. Kane versus Mysterio. This match wasn't that great. It was okay. It wasn't that great. It was so obvious Undertaker was under the thing. It was like the thing was around. The casket was on top. There was like a trolley thing, and the rope was, there was cloth around it. And then it was so obvious that Kane was going to open 3. One time, he did it. Okay. You're going to open the end of the match. 2 times, he did it. Okay. Now, next time, for sure, you're going to do it. Undertaker's going to be there. And it's like, oh my god, big surprise. It wasn't that great. Because it was kind of too obvious for me. Like, I don't know why. It wasn't even spoiler stuff either. It was too obvious for me. I saw it coming. Like, SummerSlam 09 when it came out, like, whoa, Undertaker's back? I was like, wow. But this was like, eh. We had Sheamus versus Orton. That ended disqualification. That was a good match, ended disqualification. So stupid. We never see it. Sheamus will never beat Orton. 1-on-1. How was that to end disqualification? Then we had the 7-on-7 match. Nexus versus Team WWE, which featured Chris Jericho. Who else? Bret Hart. I can't see. Horrible. Wow. Chris Jericho, John Morrison, Edge, Cena, Daniel Bryan, and R-Truth. So we got to see return Daniel Bryan. Miz was cutting a promo all night saying how he was going to be the 7th member. And then we see Daniel Bryan. Everyone marked out. I did too. Loved it. And I liked this match a lot, but I hated the ending and the fact how Super Cena has to get a victory. Gets DDT on concrete. Not the mat. They rip out the mat, put it on concrete, wins the match in 1 minute. Beats Gabriel and Wade Barrett. I'm going to say it like that now. I actually liked that. I enjoyed that match though. It was good. Up to the point where Cena wins. Wow, I just got a cough all of a sudden. Then we had the Night of Champions pay-per-view. I'm just going to go through the world title matches. What do we have? We have the World Heavyweight Championship match, Undertaker versus Kane. This was like a brawl match. They like brawled through like the stage and stuff. It wasn't even that good of a match. This is what they hate, the fact that they reignited this feud and then they didn't even do it properly. This is not 1998. They were cutting promos, pyros going everywhere, and everyone's like, "Wow, that's what I love." And 2004 when all the lights and stuff, and then every week Kane would cut a promo and Undertaker wouldn't be there. Love that. And then I don't know, I just hated this part. It was okay match. It wasn't that great. And then the WWE 6-Pack Challenge, we had Cena versus Randy Orton versus Edge versus Chris Jericho versus Wade Barrett versus Sheamus. So, just talking too long. Chris Jericho said that if he loses the match, he will leave WWE. And you know what? He leaves in the first 5 minutes. Everyone's stunned, and then the match continues. And we thought Chris Jericho was gonna leave, and then after Chris Jericho bashes all the WWE smarts by saying, "Oh, I'm a heel. I can say whatever. I do whatever I want." I was laughing when I saw that tweet. I never used Twitter when I saw it. It was on, I can't remember, someone sent it to me. So, yeah. Yeah, fairly good match. Wade Barrett eliminates Cena. And then we get to the final 3, and then Orton gets RKO on Wade Barrett. We get the final 2, Sheamus about to retain the championship, then Orton gets the win, and then they ruin it by showing it on the cover. How if you bought this and you never watched the pay-per-view? Just ruins it for you, doesn't it? Like, for new wrestling fans, they'll eventually buy this one day. Like, oh, now the champion's like, Randy Orton has a belt. And then after you see Sheamus walking a champion, see Sheamus coming in champion, like, oh, obviously Orton's going to win now. Fairly good pay-per-view. Now we get Hell in a Cell. They ruined the legacy of Hell in a Cell. Oh my god, I could rant on for so long how much they ruined Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. One of my favorite match stipulation ever. They ruined it. Let's just go through the 3 main events. So we had Cena versus Wade Barrett. And if Cena wins, he joins. If Cena loses, he joins Nexus. If Cena wins, Nexus is over. So, first off, this is a huge match. Why not put in the Hell in a Cell? So no one can get in. That's the first thing. Second thing. This match was great. I don't know why I said first thing, second thing. I just thought about it on the spot. But I did not expect that Wade Barrett was actually going to beat Cena. I'm like, oh my god, Nexus is over. What are they going to do now? But but I didn't really think Nexus would be over if they lost anyways. But anyways, great match. Husky Harris interfered, and McGillicuddy and Wade Barrett got the win, and all these Cena fans were crying, and I was laughing. Sheamus versus Orton for the WWE Championship. It was actually a good match at Hell in a Cell, but it wasn't Hell in a Cell standard match. Hell in a Cell standard match is 4 or 5 star match. It was like 3.5. Fairly good. They used chairs, they used stairs, and Orton walked away as the champion. Retained the belt. We had Undertaker versus Kane, and everyone thought Undertaker was going to get the belt. And by the way, that's the only thing I liked about I liked / hated they brought back Paul Bearer, but they killed him off. How can he just come back out of nowhere? Makes no sense. But then I like the fact that he turned on Undertaker, and people complain about how the light. It's wrestling. It's entertainment. They gotta use some kind of factor. It can't be just whatever the light thing. I like that. I like that corniness to it. They had for Undertaker Kane. They have to have the pyro and all the lights and all that stuff. I liked it. Anyways, we go on to Bragging Rights 2010. We had the Nexus logo. That kind of ruined it for people because they thought they knew Nexus was gonna win because that stupid logo, and they showed it on. Let's go through. United States Championship match. Oh, I forgot. Damn it. The Daniel Bryan versus Miz matches were great. I forgot to tell those matches. I don't know why I skipped through them. They're probably the best matches on both pay-per-views too. Daniel Bryan versus Miz versus Morrison. Great match in the Hell in a Cell. Daniel Bryan versus Miz on Night of Champions was great too. We also had for Bragging Rights. This was okay event. It wasn't that great. I didn't like it because of the ending of the main event. So great matches. I don't know why I started speeding this up all of a sudden. Daniel Bryan, the Intercontinental Champion, Dolph Ziggler versus the United States Champion Daniel Bryan. They had the best match of the night. Really good match. We also had the Bragging Rights Tag Team match. We had The Miz versus Sheamus versus CM Punk versus Morrison versus R-Truth versus Ezekiel Jackson and Santino Marella versus Big Show, Edge, Mysterio, Kofi Kingston, Swagger, Alberto Del Rio, and Tyler Rex. I don't know why a lot of people liked the Bragging Rights. I did not personally like this. I think Bragging Rights is probably one of the stupidest things they ever made for the pay-per-view because they're promoting SmackDown vs. Raw, right? But why would I want to pay for the pay-per-view when I could go back SmackDown vs. Raw? Makes no sense, right? Whatever. Stupid advertising on WWE's part. They should bring back Cyber Sunday or Taboo Tuesday. I wouldn't mind pay-per-view on Tuesday. Orton versus Barrett. They ended the match in disqualification. Stupid Cena, because if Orton wins, Cena's fired. That's what it was. So World Heavyweight Championship match: Kane versus Undertaker, and Undertaker gets buried alive. Need I say more? Now we go on to Survivor Series 2010. We have Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett. The I hated about this pay-per-view was the fact that the whole pay-per-view was built around Cena. It wasn't even about the title. It wasn't about anything. It was about Cena's career or not. The fact they should have did Team Cena versus Team Nexus. If Team Cena wins, he's fired. If Team Nexus wins, I don't know, something like that. They should have did something like that. I don't know. They should have did storyline like that. They should have been about the title. It's stupid. So we had Intercontinental Championship match, Dolph Ziggler versus Gaval. Oh, it was a good match. I liked that match. A lot of people said that was an okay match. I actually personally liked that match. Daniel Bryan versus Ted DiBiase in a good match for the United States Championship. People think it was like the best match of the year. Nope. Undertaker and Shawn Michaels take that spot. Was it that DiBiase match? No, I think it was Dolph Ziggler match. People thought it was the best match of the year. One of those two matches, can't remember. But I personally like that match too. We had Kane versus Edge, which ended in a double countout, I believe. A double pin. Stupid. But it continued on their feud. And then we had Orton versus Barrett. Special guest referee Cena. Horrible match. Cena just ruined the match. It just dimmered down whatever wrestling there. And it wasn't even that great of a wrestling match either. Personally. And then Cena pins Orton and walks away fired. And the one walks through the crowd. And as a Big Four pay-per-view, horrible, horrible. So glad I didn't order it. Then we get the final pay-per-view of the year. People saying the best pay-per-view of 2010. No. WrestleMania 26. This is how I would rank the pay-per-views. Actually, let me review this, then I'll rank the pay-per-views. So we had Cena versus Barrett as a main event in a chairs match. And they utilized the chairs fairly well, but a chairs match? Really? isn't technically anything illegal, but just chairs. Stupid. But whatever, WWE. I like the spot where he did FU on the chairs. But I hate the spot where he pulled the thing and pulled down the chairs. Stupid. Useless. No point. Miz versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Innovated by The Miz. To use Alex Riley. Orton puts Alex Riley through the table. And then Miz does Skull Crusher finale. Puts Orton in the place. And then they restart the match. And then Miz gets the win because Orton gets knocked off the apron and goes to the table. I like how they kind of did that, but I hate the fact that Miz is always looks like a crappy champion. What else was good? Morrison versus Sheamus in the #1 contender ladder match. Great match. Loved it. I don't know why. I think a lot of people overhyped the match. It wasn't like the best match ever, but it was good. I liked it. Great match. What else was there? That was good. Oh yeah, sorry, the Fatal 4-Way Ladders match, which should have been the main event, Edge vs. Kane vs. Mysterio vs. Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio! So, wow, it was a really good match. I liked the fact that they put the Fatal 4-Way. I hated the fact when they announced it, but I liked that they did it because I don't think Edge and Kane can put on a good match together. They don't have that right chemistry together. So, and Edge becomes a 10-time World Heavyweight Champion, which is just hit and miss for me. Some of those reigns shouldn't even really count. The fact, like the Elimination Chamber one, and some other ones that kept going back and forth. But that's another rant. But anyways, Edge is 10-time World Heavyweight Championship. Great pay-per-view. Okay, let's rank these pay-per-views. WrestleMania 26, Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, Fatal TLC, and Night Champions. That's how I would rate it. Fatal 4-Way. Am I missing any? Fatal 4-Way. Hell in a Cell. No, actually, yeah, Fatal 4-Way, Hell in a Cell. Night of Champions. Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules, damn it. No. Night of Champions, SummerSlam, Extreme Rules, Bragging Rights, and last but not least, Over the Limit. That's how I feel in pay-per-views. That's how I rank them. Go get the top 5 great pay-per-views, but the bottom 4 I would not. The bottom ones I would not get. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I know this is really long, probably boring to some people, but a lot of people requested it, and I did it. So I can't complain anymore, guys. That's it. I'm done talking. I'm tired. I don't know why I talked so long for, and so boring. But it's just reviewing. What are you gonna do? That is life. I don't know how that's life, but whatever. Anyway, we're done with the video. I don't even know why you're watching so far.